恋しくて星に願うのまた会えるよね
Hello, hello. Welcome to the second War Thunder stream. This stream is sponsored by War Thunder. Very much thank you to them. It is pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. You can drive helicopters, planes, tanks, and boats, and just have fun, right? But yeah, if you'd like to join us, feel free to do so today. We'll be playing for the next couple hours. The game's loading. I really hope that I am able to do playing squad with the different modes. We encountered a small bug. I don't know if it's a bug or is there something I missed. But I am back in. Alright. Let's pause the music because the game has its own. Oh, okay. We got gifts. I don't even what I don't know what any of these do, but money's money, right? Yeah. Let's see. Do I think my research cleared. I don't know. This game is very... I still think it's a little bit confusing. Like, 2,900 blank. I'm assuming that's research points or time? I don't know. Well, let's go back to Sweden, because that's where we started. Let's see if we can look into some Sweden tanks. 4,000, 1.3, 2.0, 1.0. You been chilling too? Alright, cool. Vickers, tank destroyer, BT-42. The Panzervana Slave TT Vaginin. That's an interesting name. Let's test drive this while I join call. Hello.
Hello.
Wow, everything's so loud. Why is everything so loud? 20%. 30%. Say
something? Hello.
Something now.
Hello.
Oh, that's a lot better. Thank you. How are you, dude?
Good. I'm doing tutorial. Did you do tutorial?
I did actually. I did a lot of tutorial. Hey, do you think tanks can go over water?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Don't tell me it's gonna explode, I swear.
Okay, we're good. Ooh. Oh, bruh, I'm drowning.
I mean, if we're going into a ocean, I know about that one.
Fair. But I would assume that if your tank goes into the water, you would just get out of the water, you know? What did you pick for your bonus?
Tank.
Pick the tank.
Big boat, right? Left just to better.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool tank, I'm not gonna lie. I actually kinda like it. I'm debating between this one and the other one. I wanna get a new tank. I think I should get or this tank destroyer. The tank destroyer, the destroyer of tanks. Oh. Oh.
Wait, is that tutorial as well?
No, I'm test driving right now. You see, I wanna research a new tank. I just don't know which one, you know? I have 3 to choose from. I don't think I like this as much.
Which country is that?
Sweden.
Oh.
So you know at the very beginning when they ask you what country,
Mm-hmm.
that image that they show you, it's a little bit misleading. I thought you start with those things. You don't.
Oh.
I saw Sweden and I saw their cool jets and I was like, that seems cool. Well, I was lied to. Okay, what does this look like? Is there a cool... I want to look for a cool looking... Yo, this is cool. Did I test drive this? I can't test drive any of these? Okay. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Panzervarnaslave Tatavagun.
But you're still Sweden, yeah?
Well, it doesn't really matter.
Oh.
Yeah. But I just need to know how to research things. See, I don't actually know how to research things. Oops. Objectives available. Item. Okay, I cleared that. What is your in-game name?
Lazy Panda.
How many Zeds? 3?
3. How long is this tutorial?
Which one did you join?
The tank one?
I have no idea. This is really cool. I like it. I like this. Okay, how do I research things? Am I currently researching something? How do I boost research? This cost...
So research it by time?
Convertible research points, conversion cost. I say let's just play one and see what happens. Are you... Neither of you... Oh, you're still in tutorial, right?
I think I'm done.
Okay, well, I sent you a request.
Did you now?
Yeah.
Wait, the heck?
What?
The whole screen turned gray and it's like, press start the game. One second, I'm trying to leave a game. Oh
Mhm.
no, this is the first game. You have to play the first game.
Okay, I'm gonna just
You
start
start
one.
one. You start one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna get absolutely destroyed, but gotta let's try, you know? To battle! Capture and keep hold of point. Sounds intense. There's only one spot. Hello! How are you doing today? Thank you so much for the follow. Is it just... I should feel like this game is really loud. Sound... Let's drop it to like... 12%. 12% should be fine. Is that just chilling with a beer? Happy Friday, you know, beer is a nice beverage to chill on Fridays. I personally am not a fan of beers, but I do like coolers and mixed drinks. I just don't like the taste of beer. My brother always said that I grow into it. Way too loud? Yeah, sorry. I don't know why, it's weird. Okay, that should be fine. Should be fine. Is that better? Yeah, it's fine. But thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. Do you play War Thunder? I'm very, very new. Like, this is like my second time playing. I'm really...
Sponsored by.
This stream is sponsored by War Thunder. We're winning, and I haven't done anything.
Me too.
And I just... What are you doing, bruh? Conrad, please! Fire! Wow, they're fast. Engine 0 and enemy engine sound to full. Okay, I'll change that after. Oh, you've been playing for 10 years? Good, good, good. We need an expert. Because I've been trying to find out how to play with people. Because when I was queuing with a friend... is that dead? I'm assuming that's dead, right? Okay. It was showing like this event can't be like, you can't squad up for like regular battles. I was a little confused by that. Ooh, that was a really bad hit. That was a critical hit. Okay, okay. Are they all gone? I think they are all gone. Why am I turning? Oh, nice. America 9.3, USSR 8.3, Sweden 7.3, Germany 7.3. I'm assuming that's your battle rating? Yeah, I think all my battle ratings are like 1 point something. Do certain countries have an edge in certain type of combat? Or is it just down to personal preference? Oh wait, hold on. Here? Ah, so close. They're not facing me. Oh, they're dead. I think they're dead.
Hey, the enemy team got 0 points. What is this?
I feel like I'm in a bots game. I don't know. This is my first tank battle. For a new player, best nation is USSR, basically one-shot kills. Interesting, interesting. I will keep that in mind.
SAR is German?
USSR is Russia.
Oh, Russia.
Well, technically, USSR is USSR. Don't take full ammo. I don't know what I was doing. I honestly do not know what I was doing. Did you finish what you needed to finish?
Is there like... Oh. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. I will re-invite. The more the ammo, higher the chance you explode when someone shoots you. Ah, oh, that's what you meant. More full ammo. Right. Invite. Okay. Revoke invitation and invite. Best is to take 30 shots. Okay, I will keep that in mind. Do you have like a favorite in terms of like air combat, ground combat, or water combat?
Playing a Japanese tank. Aigoku.
I Goku?
Aigoku.
I Naruto? I Sasuke? I'm sorry, that was such a bad joke.
Why is there no Canada?
'Cause
Lol.
Canada and what army?
The US Army.
We Canadians don't have an army. Okay, I'm gonna try and press to battle.
Sure.
You gotta ready up.
Ready.
No.
I'm ready now.
Oh. We got Firelight. Firelight's gotta ready up. I'm most a tanker, but love the American planes too. Currently 8.7 on planes. Is there like a full number? Is 10 like the highest, or can you go higher than 10? See, okay, help us, please. How do we fix joining a squad is not available? How does that work? Like, I had this issue last time, and we were only able to do like air battles for some reason. I don't know.
Did you Google it?
I couldn't find anything. Panda, are you currently on tanks?
Yes, I am.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can drag Firelight into call. Okay, Firelight, try and select any tank, like, page. It doesn't let us. Fish, please teach us how. How are we able? Like, I don't understand. No, I want to play anything. So during Tuesday when I streamed it, all we could have played was planes for some reason. But everything else, like ground battles and naval battles, it just keeps showing joining a squad is not available for this event. You've been playing for a very long time. I'm sure you know how to fix this.
Firelight here?
Wait, Firelight doesn't have a tank equipped.
How do you know?
Firelight, please go to any tank page.
Where's our squad? How do you know our squad?
If you look at the bottom, you can see us three, right? And then you and me, we both are under the tank page. Okay, Firelight's under tank page. Ready up, let's try this. I don't know if this is gonna work. I honestly don't know if this is gonna work. Everyone must have the same type of vehicle. Okay, so we all have 1.0 tanks. Alright, we all have 1.0 tanks.
Are they different? Is that why we can't?
No, because Firelight was under boats. See? We still can't join a squad. Okay, hold on. I'll switch to
Maybe you have to be
USA.
the same tank.
It was okay. I'm under USA. Okay, USA.
M2A4?
USA.
No, don't say that. Don't say M2A4?
And the LVTA1, right? We all have the same thing.
Oh, okay. So
Right,
both
right,
selected.
yeah.
I see.
Wait, what do you mean both selected? You can only it doesn't matter which nation, see? So how come we can't? How come we can't? How come it keeps showing joining a squad is not available for this event? I don't understand.
Quick. Shove. Fish should join this call. Get Fish to join our call.
Fish, would you like to join us on Discord?
We need someone with brains.
Yeah, we need an expert.
I guess you would call him a veteran.
You don't have a mic? Could you walk us through it? Wait, okay, you know what? Let me try something. Okay, let's go to all planes. Okay, just go to a planes page. Alright? Go to any planes page. And then ready up. Alright. And it works! Why does this work? This makes zero sense!
And why does it work right away? This is annoying. I don't want to...
But I'll try to play with you. Cool. I'll add you right after this. But could you explain why we're able to start an air battle, but we're not able to start a ground battle? That makes zero sense.
I haven't... Oh, wait, I haven't...
Just need to update. Oh, all good. You haven't had your tutorial?
Yep.
It's okay. Just fly and shoot.
Down is up and up is down.
No. It's not inverted.
What?
I
like this.
Probably someone had lineup with no tanks, but we all had the tanks chosen, and it still wouldn't work.
Oh no, they're here.
Get
Get the right guy. Parvazol.
Parzel. All right, I'm heading towards Parzel. Parzival.
Just left click to shoot.
Left click to shoot. Yes.
Wait, why is he going further?
I don't know, but we take.
Why is he hitting towards the floor?
I don't know, but someone's shooting at you.
Are they?
Yeah, a lot of people are shooting at you.
Oh no, I'm getting shot at.
Just outmaneuver them.
Near. If I don't know what I'm doing, they can't know what I'm doing either, right?
True. Someone's shooting at me too.
There's a lot of people. What is it?
I'm heading for Parzival.
Still? Okay.
I'm getting shot at. Why are you shooting at me? You know what? Oh my gosh. That was not
So you're
smooth.
supposed to point at that thing that's in front of them, yeah? Oh
Yes.
no. Oh no, this is not good. Oh, it looks like we're winning though. Or that's
Hard to
Wait.
say. Hard to say.
On the bottom, why does it say 6? Oh, those are tanks?
I think those are like AI tanks.
So there's a tank battle while we're doing this battle?
Well, the tank will be aiming at us if we fly too close, I believe.
Oh, really?
Something like that.
Well, we're the only ones with... Oh no!
We could take Parzival.
No, I just died.
Oh, I'm locked onto Parzival.
Oh wait, we can come back?
So you can come back as many times as you have planes.
Oh, so there's 2 planes, which
Then you can
means-
come back twice. Oh, Parsifal's
see.
down. I'm onto Viper. Oh. No. Ow, I'm getting shot. Again? Who's shooting at me? Oh. There's a plane on me. And the same person shot me down.
Unjammed? How do I unjam a gun?
You just give it time.
Oh no.
If you fire for too long, it gets jammed for a few seconds. By a few, I mean a lot. It's actually quite a lot.
It's a lot more than a few seconds.
Yeah.
Wait, is there friendly fire?
Yes. I think. I always get warnings. I'm not really sure if it is friendly
I
fire.
literally touched. Oh.
Did you just crash?
Maybe. I got outmaneuvered.
I'm aiming for Salty 1.
We're definitely losing this one.
Hey, as long as you hit somebody, like, it's all good.
Oh. Wait, it still says 1 though on yours. I definitely hit somebody.
Well, you have to play 5 games in total.
Oh.
I got killed by Parsifal.
That's your first plane, yeah?
No,
Really, your first plane?
that's my 3rd play.
Wait, you have 3 planes?
I have 4 plays.
Oh, dang. Should I just leave?
If you finished, then yeah.
Okay.
It's okay, this is about to end. We're losing very quickly.
I'm definitely a tank person.
You see, I want to play tanks too,
I don't like...
but we were not able to play tanks.
The research has been completed.
Did you research a tank?
It'll cost you 700. No, I got a plane. Gain a crew?
So you need a crew to pilot whatever you research.
Oh, I see. Okay, now I have 3 planes. I want to research more tanks. Actually, no. Why is this one so expensive? Jeez, it's a bomber.
Tanks too? Oh, so we need... Oh my gosh!
So the rating is just how far your planes go. Your research goes basically.
I think
8.7
so.
8.7 is because he was talking about his plane was 8.7. 8.7 is it's a V rank. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3.
10-minute update. All
Yeah,
good.
it's a
all
5
good.
rank. He's
Okay,
in
you
the
know
5
what?
ranks. We're in the 1 ranks.
Let's try. It's okay.
Let's try boats.
Let's try boats. Let's try boats.
Wait, how do I leave the how do I leave the page?
Bottom should have
Oh, the X. No, that's leaving a squad.
Isn't there a hangar to hangar?
Nope.
Where what are you seeing right now?
I'm seeing the research page for planes.
Oh, there should be an X somewhere.
Nope.
Do you need to research something?
Oh, it's trying to teach me to research.
I'll
Yeah.
take 1.3 to 1.7. Are you taught which? I mean, we're all around 1.
Yeah, literally. We are actually all 1. Oh, shoot. Wait. the game asked me if I want to increase my graphics, and I clicked yes, and then it closed the game on me.
Well, if I
Uh-oh.
press to battle, it just says not everyone's ready. I see.
Oh, I'm not in the game.
I can tell.
Okay. Is it asking me to download more stuff? I just want to play, man.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd.
No, it was like it says that it read my computer. Kind of sus. So that it read my computer and it wants to increase its graphics. Like,
Oh, benchmarking.
I guess so, but it's why are they downloading something?
It's if you increase your graphics, maybe. Oh, what are these? Are these? Oh, these are store shop thingies. Inventory. This is all I have.
Oh, I see.
Are you back on yet?
It says downloading movie level graphics. Why?
You should have just said no.
I didn't know. If I knew.
All right, we're
You guys can start one. See if it works.
Firelight ready up. Joining a squad is not available for this event. Why?
Just make fish leader.
Fish is patching. Firelight switch to tanks again.
So am I apparently.
It do be like that sometime. It doesn't let us join. Why? 7 minutes update. How do we bypass this? Fish. Is there a way to bypass this? Like, I really don't know how to fix this,
This game is 10 years old.
apparently.
I love how on the reviews they used I love this in quotes, and then it says PewDiePie.
Fish, help us. How do we fix joining a squad is not available? I feel like we might all just need another vehicle.
So you gotta at least get up to 3 vehicles or something like that.
No, but you only had two vehicles for planes, right? So that doesn't really add up.
But once I got out of it, they asked me to. Oh, true.
You were able to get in, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have any issues starting air battles. Everyone must have tanks. We
Unless
all
we don't own these tanks.
aren't you? We all have tanks, right? They have the tank selected. I have the tank selected. Everyone must choose ground battle. Oh, Harlight. At under to battle, what does it say? Does it say ground battles for you? If not, click it and change it to ground battles.
Mine was probably not in ground battles.
Joining a squad is not available for this event. I'm pretty sure I tried this last time.
I'm starting to hate this. Why is it forcing me to download?
Okay, you know what? I have an idea.
What is that 8.7 planes anyways? Is it like F1? Is it? Are they like jets
I
instead of
I have no idea.
No. If you go to research, you know. Go down on the planes part. Go down. Go all the way down to 8.7 ish. Can you imagine a jet fighting one of those like old vet planes?
I mean, if you look low enough, they're all modern vehicles at that point.
Yeah, I'm like. Can you imagine?
Okay, so I don't know if you know, but this is being held this game is being made by the same company that made Crossout.
I know.
So it kind of works like it would match in terms of people who are very strong will match against people who are very strong. People who are very weak will match against people who are very weak. I'm assuming that is the case. Alright, here's the plan. Research another vehicle. Doesn't matter which one. But let's all just have an additional tank and all have an additional boat. But I'm gonna work on the tank first. And then we'll do like you grind ground battles.
Was your clan at minimal?
Everyone done the tutorial? I believe so.
What is this?
I am speed. Ka-chow.
Apparently, if you go all the way up to full Ultra HQ, high quality, for War Thunder, it's 110 gigs.
So I've heard. I'm stuck.
Nice.
I'm stuck.
Wait, how do I research?
So if you click the
If you click the stuck button,
if you click the bottom left,
you messed.
if you click the bottom left, there should be like a research tab, right? Do you see it?
Okay.
And then you
You
double
missed it.
click
You
whatever
missed
you
it.
want to research. Oh, I'm slowly getting unstuck. Hey, I have unstuck myself. Let's go.
The guy called himself Speed,
I am speed.
and then he became Speedent.
Dun, 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 dun. I want to go straight for B. See how fast I'm going? I'm going 40 kilometers an hour.
On a tank is pretty fast.
It's pretty fast.
What do you see?
Wee you, wee you.
I quit!
Press tab if names are weird, then they're bots. Oh, I guess I'm against bots. Why am I so slow? I'm a sitting duck. Literally a sitting duck.
Huh. Define weird. What are the names?
These are bots. There's no way everybody's name is normal.
Oh yeah, those are definitely bots.
So like I click on the what I want to research and I just click to battle.
Yep. That is correct. Oh, I can't even get up this hill. What's up? And I one shot though.
Read it. Go around them? Are you stuck again?
No, I'm just firing a shot as I try and take this.
Okay, I'm back in the game. Jeez.
Deja vu. I have been to this place before.
50-50 players and bots.
They're coming for me. They're dead, I think. I think that one tank burned out. And
If their name disappears, yeah, it burned out.
Target undamaged. Oh.
Okay, I am back in the
Oh, I killed one.
Damn it! Why'd you make me download plane? I don't have enough for an extra tank.
You got this.
Is everyone just playing their own now?
Well, we're trying to get one tank unlocked.
I don't have enough. Oh, so you keep battling until you get one tank in.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan.
Okay. Autistic Fish is launching game.
I'm gonna use my saved up boosts. I don't know. I have a few boosts. I don't know if did these stack? 150%, 15%. Does that stack? Can I go 200% EXP boost? They don't stack. Okay. Good to know. I'm so glad I didn't click it. Check your inventory, both of you, to see if you guys have, like, EXP.
I have a 30% on right now without I didn't click anything. I just
Oh, they do stack, but with lower percentage. Ah, I see. Thank you for letting us know. To battle! Oh, I keep... There. Invite me. Okay. Reversal 97. There's two. I'm assuming it's the one with the capital R. In the I believe that's you. Oh, I can't invite. Until I'm done with this game. I honestly miss crossout. Die fast, then we try squat. Okay. Or win fast. I'm up against bots. Should be easy. Bro, get out of the way. Can I like run into this tower? Would it crash the tower? Or no, it would not. Noted. Oh, it's already gone. Is there anything I can shoot at? Oh! Oh! Oh, that's a bad shot. I'm in a really bad position. Critical hit. And they're dead. Is there more? Oh, there's more. Can I drive over these? Oh, I can. Nice. Oh, the destruction. And now I'm stuck. Hello there! Oh, I missed. I missed again. Third time's the charm! Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Oh, there's one behind. Don't shoot the same spot. Noted.
Domination.
It's gone. Is that game? Why is it not game yet? Oh, they're over there. That was a really bad hit. That's a very good hit. Target destroyed. Is there one more? There we go. Sounds good. I think I need like one more battle or two more battles and I'll unlock that tank. Your power level, your battle rating is so high. This is ridiculous. Okay. Ready up, I guess? Fish, are you gonna ready up? Oh, cool. See? It doesn't let us join a squad. I don't understand. There, you be leader. I'll ready up. Wait, how did that work? How did that work? No, you gotta tell me. How does that work? I don't understand. Fish got me into a game. I don't know how. Fish doesn't know how either. Well.
Okay, Firelight, we've been rejected.
Rejection.
No. Okay, everyone finish their current game and then we'll try again. Probably you have to be level 5 account. Oh, so Fish can take us. Or attempt to, I guess. Okay, we're up against people. I'm a little bit concerned now. Panda.
Yeah.
47 kilometers per hour.
I'm going 62.
I need a better tank.
I'm driving what you call a stab.
Tell me friends' nicknames, we'll play together. Okay. Yeah, so finish up your current game and then we'll try and regroup. Oh.
I'm stuck in a giant update.
What?
Ow. Wait, where am I getting shot from? Oh, there's a... Ooh.
You have a giant update?
27 gigabyte update.
No, cancel it.
Yeah,
Go back to go to minimal. Go back to minimal and then it'll read it again and then it'll stop your update. That's what I did by accident. I'll do that when I'm not.
Well, it did it after I researched a vehicle.
Eh?
Wait, so you're not in game anymore?
I'm not.
No.
I'm VT for you. Now.
I won't take long. I don't know how long Fish is gonna hold, but I know I'm not making... Like... I know I'm not Oh gosh. Oh. And I'm dead.
6. Activate extinguisher. GG.
It's too late. Let's see. Oh, I'm watching reversal. I think that's nice. Wait, Fish, are you out of tanks? Or...
Dude,
Ooh, what is this?
I'll bet you he has like 10 tanks.
No, he switched to a faction. He switched to a country that is like very low level, so... Are you stuck? I think Fish might be stuck. Ooh.
Oh, meow.
Yeah.
Time to meow.
Yeah. No, 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 no. No, 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 meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Meow. This fish is getting shot at pretty badly.
So he hides behind a wall and then heal. Dang.
I think that's how you're supposed to do it. But I'm not sure if they're healing or just waiting. Is there a healing?
No, you got a fire extinguish, right? And then there's a repair.
Yeah, but is
Okay.
there an animation is what I'm asking.
It's in front of you, yeah. You'll see like it's like a circle.
And then you gotta wait for the time.
Oh, no, no. Do you see it when you're spectating is what I'm asking.
Oh no, when you start seeing, you know. Well, right now I don't see the thing that I clicked earlier. I think it's almost over. Also, why are there plane like there are buttons on the bottom that say plane?
Yeah, they're basically airstrike.
Oh, they're airstrikes.
You know how like in some like COD games, if you get like a killing spree, you get to like launch an airstrike. It'd be like that, you know? Oh, yo! Fish took someone out in that last moment there.
Firefox, how you doing?
Alright,
Invite plus.
let me try. When I was standing, I was in a plane. Oh, I see, I see. Please invite. I will type it out. Let's see. Panda and Firelight 97. I almost have enough to complete my tank. I think I just need to win one. Made you leader? Okay. Invite. Invite. Alright. And then make leader.
Let's go.
Ready up, everybody. On a tank. How do y'all all have 3 vehicles? I'm the only one that does not have 3 vehicles. Panda, ready up. Alright, we're all ready.
Well, you literally told us to do that. So.
How? Okay, so
What?
I think we just needed someone that was high level to bring us into games.
I think we're just.
He's probably right about being level 5.
So, but they didn't make it that very clear. I don't think that's very good. After this match, maybe we
This
try
stream
realistic.
sponsored by. You just said I don't think it's very good.
No,
This
no, no,
stream
no,
is
no.
sponsored by.
I said it's not very clear. I didn't say it's not good. I said it's not very clear. I'm having a good time.
Let's go! Oh, it's snowy.
Oh, we're finally in a. I don't
Dang,
see y'all.
there's
Wait.
people playing on. People are playing on controller.
Yes, and also consoles. This is cross-platform.
Who's shooting at me?
I see you. I see y'all. Wait, where's Firelight? I see both of y'all, but I don't see Firelight. Are we able to crush these walls? Yo,
Defenses?
that's so satisfying.
Oh shoot! Oh no! I died right away. This is gonna be rough. 2 battle, second tank. I see Firelight. I'm gonna follow her.
Okay. I am going in from the west side. Someone was shooting at me. Oh, enemy in sight! Fire in the... They're gone. They died. They died before I was even able to fire. Well, actually I fired and I missed. And then when I tried to fire again,
What
they
the-
died. What happened?
I died. Dude, they shot from so far. How is that even possible? They hit me right in the window.
To the wall?
We're doing great, guys.
We're winning.
All us.
100%, you know?
Wait, there's a guy. I think this guy's a bot. He's shooting from base.
How do I repair? I don't think I can repair. Oh, shoot. Ow, 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 ow. I took so much damage.
Wait, he died?
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh! Okay, I'm so glad that tank died before it fired at me.
There's a guy at our base, dang.
My tank is under attack. For 10 more seconds, I need to repair. Hey, tank is good to go.
Oh no! Where'd you come
Sneaking
from?
behind enemy lines. Surprise! Okay, you know what? Maybe this is a bad idea. Am I stuck? I was able to shoot at them, but I was stuck. To battle!
Hey, I killed one!
Nice. Nice, nice,
That
nice,
took
nice.
so long, but I did it, guys!
Teamwork, teamwork. Hard carry, hard carry.
Hard carry.
Vroom, vroom.
What do you mean? So if you hold F, oh, this sucks. I can't move during the tank repair.
Mm-hmm.
Please!
Yeah, I learned that the hard way. I was lucky enough I didn't have to encounter anything though. I was able to fully finish my repairing and fire extinguishing. I'm heading towards you to back you up. Oh! I fired 3 shots
Oh, okay.
and then I died.
The guy is so far.
Do we still have teammates alive? Oh, Firelight's still alive. You got this, Firelight. You got this.
Next.
This is first place on our team. Top frag.
That's because we probably dragged the average way lower.
Teamwork.
Yes, that is how we help.
We won! A win's a win. A
Teamwork,
win's a
guys.
win's a win's a win.
By being low level, we can. A win is a win is a win. Is a win. Opening battle trophy.
My research is almost there. I think I need one more. I know I said I needed one more.
This research is complete. I have 4 tanks now.
I'm still on 2 tanks. Fast WC, and I can join Discord on phone. Wait, what's WC?
WeChat. I don't know.
Fast. Oh, washroom. I see, I see. Cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool.
Wait, is that your tank at the back? Can you move around in this? Or is that just a random tank that moved by? Oh, I think
Random
that's a random
tank. It's random tank. It's random tank.
Hey, I got 4 tanks. Let's go.
How much were your research out of? Like the
Huh?
number. What was-
Okay, so the thing is, you already have an extra. Oh, it's because I chose a freaking tank. That's why I had an extra one. You know the one that you get.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Though, but also, each tank has a different research needed, right?
Yes.
I picked one that has 4,000.
Yeah.
If I picked the
also-
2,900 one, I would have had it already. You know? You know?
True.
But
True.
who could deny the Panzervarnslevatatvagajguna?
That's a, what the-
You know, I should.
Wait, which 2,900 one are you talking about? Oh, the one on the right?
Yeah, see, these are
Don't you already
2,900.
have those?
No, I have these.
Right.
So, you know what I should do?
What?
I should take a-
Cancel it?
No. If I cancel now, I'm just gonna screw up everything else. But I should
I
send
mean,
a
you can
photo.
boost it, I guess.
Send a photo of this to Met One Carol and be like, how do I pronounce this? She's Swedish.
I know the last part is vegan.
Pansarvanslevenvägen. Pansarvanslevenvägen.
Starvan Lavet vegan. Me.
But yeah, I picked this line just because of
Okay,
the words.
Google. How do you say? Keep your mouse on that, please. Please keep your mouse on the name of the.
Hold on, I need to add them. Oh, there, that works.
Pansarv Arnslavsvagen. Oh my gosh! The only thing that appeared is it means armored personal carrier.
That didn't work, but you can just click this link. I think that would work.
What?
They gave me the Discord, but I wasn't able to find them for some reason.
Oh, when I typed in the exact word, what it showed was it said there's only one thing that shows up, and it's a Swedish website. One result. And then when I added translate, it translated over to.
I'm better at writing than speaking in English if you don't mind. I'm better at writing than speaking. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Are you Swedish?
I don't think they're Swedish.
Sweden. Dang, there's 100,000 people online.
I'm gonna bump.
And you
Vlad.
thought League was a big
We
game.
figured out how to play together.
And you thought League was a big game.
I'm Polish. Ooh. Cool, cool, cool.
There's 100,000 people currently online.
How do you check that?
Top left, it says online.
Top
What?
left.
Dude, it's right under the battles. It's like the number just keeps changing.
Oh. Sorry, I'm a little bit blind.
Look at my tank names.
Wait, which ones did you pick? Oh wait, I can hover here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, hover mine.
M2A4, M2A4, First Armed Division.
What do you call it? US is very original.
Send me invite. Wait, what? Did I?
I think they misunderstood something.
Hold on.
Pretty sure.
I'm
you sent
already
me the link.
friends with them.
Just drag him in. Just tell him to join a room and drag him
Okay, I
in.
got it. I got it. I got it. Well,
So you can have up to like what? 5. It looks like, yeah, you can have up to 10 tanks at once.
nobody knows. Nobody knows which one is like how many is required. How I don't know. Is there a maximum amount?
No, I'm saying like you can have up to 10 slots in total. Because
Oh.
right now I'm at 5 slots is exactly half of the bar at the bottom, which means I'm assuming 10
What if-
slots is full, right?
What if you can scroll?
Oh god.
But you know the crew gets like more expensive though. Oh, the crew doubles in price. Or
Yeah.
no, not even. It's more than double.
I have that. I have that. I have M2. I see. It's definitely more than double. It was, I think the first one was 5K, then it was 10K, and now it's 50K.
Yeah. Mine is on 50K as well.
I mean, even 3 tanks was pretty good for the game.
Channel is full.
So,
Jump into any channel, I'll pull you. Don't worry. I got
he will
you.
pull you
I will pull you.
where it counts.
Hello. Welcome. If you don't have a
Hello.
mic, it's okay.
He said he's on his phone,
True. Maybe the phone mic is broken too.
but he said, "I'm better at writing than speaking."
Exactly.
He's gonna speak.
Alright. I'm ready.
What am I? How do I know what my
Let's go.
active items are? It says inactive items, but I don't know. How do I know what my active items are?
I'm assuming if you go under items.
Maybe we'll try a realistic one.
Sure.
A what,
Okay.
what?
A realistic battle.
Wait, what's the difference between realistic?
That
sounds
a
scary.
lot slower.
Oh, anti-cheat is not a...
Realistic is that you don't have markers on the map of
Oh.
your enemy. You have
Oh.
to watch them on
That
your
makes more sense.
Realism. I love it. Let's
Wait,
go.
it's asked me to reload the game with anti-cheat on.
Yeah, it's so cool. Let's try.
That's required?
I mean, can you ready up?
I'm scared to restart. No, it doesn't let me ready up.
Yeah,
Then just
be
restart. If you
ready.
need to
Okay.
restart, just restart.
I'm just hoping it doesn't make me download anything again. I swear. Why is anti-cheat not? Oh, it's easy anti-cheat.
It's the same anti-cheat as Apex.
Apex.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of games use
And
this
Maple
anti-
Story.
Yeah.
Do you know easy anti-cheat isn't exactly a very good anti-cheat system?
Oh, shit, wait, I'll take my plane. On realistic, you can have a plane.
Oh, you can have a plane?
So you can
Yeah.
have a plane and a tank at the same time.
Wait, hold.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if I knew, I would have added a plane, because
I'm on.
I don't.
On realistic, you have a tank, a
Wait,
plane,
are you in game?
I think so.
even a helicopter.
I think he started.
Oh, it's okay. I will play more bots. Except I have 4 tanks. Good luck. Wait, I'm still in your group,
You are,
though.
yeah.
Oh wait, I have to leave. Goodbye for now.
Capture and keep hold point. I am so slow.
That's realistic.
Yeah, how fast do you think a normal tank goes? Definitely not 52 kilometers an hour.
That's why I unlocked the APC, because APCs go faster.
That's a big hill. I
I'm not
dare you to
taking-
go up.
I'm not taking that hill. Why is that fast? Oh, that's an APC. That is an APC. Oh, I'm going 46.
Know how to use the binoculars. Okay.
War never changes. I am 0.1 kilometer away from the zone. I am in the zone, I think. Oh, Firelight, there's someone approaching you from the right.
Use the binoculars often.
I see them. They're on the hill. They have high ground. I did land a critical hit on them though. Oh! I get one shot.
By the way, you hear me even?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. Use binoculars. Probably is maybe on B.
Is it when you press like shift to zoom? or is there something else?
Binoculars are on B,
B?
and
Oh.
yeah, B, and it's kinda more perfect, precise. I mean,
I see, I see. Does it zoom in more than shift or less? More, right?
yeah, kinda more so.
I see, I see. I have a question actually. When you play any match and say you lose all your vehicles and you return to the hangar, does that count as a win or a loss?
Depends how the match ends.
Also, it will if the match ends where your team wins, you'll still get the win.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool.
And realistic balance, kinda 50% more experience gained per battle.
50% more what?
Experience. I mean the research point, you know.
Wait, what?
Research point.
Receive points?
Yeah.
Research. What?
Oh, research points.
Yeah.
Did you know that if you invited someone using Link, you can get all these points?
Yeah, but that doesn't count towards my goals.
Oh.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Win 7. I'm assuming that's lad. What's your other one again?
Play 5 matches in total.
How are we not?
Tutorials
Unless
don't
the
count.
bot. Do the bot ones count though? How do you know they're not?
Bot ones should count.
Like the ones that I keep playing right now.
They should count. Sometimes it
Pretty
takes
sure
a
I've
little
played
longer
5.
to load. I'm a bush. I'm a plant. Wait, how is someone capturing the zone? I'm right here.
Oh, dang. Okay, I see now. I'm on game 5, and I realize there's real people now. So, I guess that's how it works.
Oh! I'm a bush. I'm a bush. I'm a bush. Nothing to see here.
Fermela Bush.
If you're fucking Swedish, you should definitely.
I took someone out hiding in here.
Tank destroyer.
Hey, I'm actually contributing. I don't see anyone else though. Oh, I see an enemy. I'm really well hidden.
Shit. Yeah.
walls are in my way. Oh! They don't see me. They died when they saw me. Oh, I'm getting shot at. I'm getting shot at. I'm getting shot at. I'm just a bush.
I'm going with a bomb.
Oh wow, I'm almost top frag. I think I... Okay, cool. I don't know that did anything. I am very well hidden. I am bush. Hide on bush. Where are the enemies? Are they all gone? It's almost over. I'm gonna fire artilleries just because I can. Airstrike!
Kinda shitty battle.
Oh, we won. Hey everyone, I helped.
I did not.
I'm sure you helped. Okay.
You should definitely research BT-42.
BT-42.
BT-42, it's like one-shot tank.
Oh, cool.
Then SPJ FM 43, 44. One-shot too.
Kinda how long till your match is over?
I'm almost done.
Okay, we'll wait for you.
Okay.
I want to try a boat battle.
To be honest, boats are kinda boring.
I want to try everything once.
Do we move out next?
Let's do one boat battle.
Sure.
So now boats, yeah?
Boats, please.
Okay, but coastal on or blue water?
I picked coastal.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Invite plus. Oh, am I sorry?
Could you pass leader real quick? I don't-
Yeah.
Cool.
No. Cancel. Okay.
I sent you an invite.
Wait, one more time. My bad.
There we go. Alright, make leader.
Wait, so boat bat which
Well,
battle? Which boat?
Boat, coastal boats.
Coastal.
well, at the boats, I'm so shit as you.
It's okay, it's okay. We can all be bad together.
Wait, which one is coastal? How do you
Coastal
know?
is the smaller boats.
The one that is facing you?
The one that is not facing you. The one that's facing to the right.
Okay. You can have planes in this one.
So, white panel.
Wait, you can have planes
Yeah.
and tanks?
Confucius.
Naval battles is both. Wait. I don't understand. How
Because
does
this is a. I thought that was a big boat.
Yeah, how does coastal, which one do you put coastal on? Is coastal under ground battles? Or is coastal under naval battles?
Still naval.
Still naval, okay. Well, I'm gonna just ready up. I'm ready.
Weapon, oh yeah.
Pardon?
Jeez, I don't have any lineup.
What is it telling me to do? There's some kind of tutorials making it. No. Okay.
Ready up.
So do you have planes or something?
I don't.
Why do you have empty spaces? You can choose a vehicle.
I don't know.
Okay, ready up. I don't know
Okay.
how this is gonna work. I just know that I have two boats and a tank and a plane.
Alright, well, we're all ready to go.
So you have 3.3.
Pardon? Wait, what?
3.3, lazy.
Oh, that's...
Why do I have a 3.3 boat?
Yeah, why do you have a
Always
3.3 boat?
checking.
It's a destroyer.
Dude, take out the destroyer, bro.
But I mean, I have planes and tanks too. What does that mean?
I don't know. But you're the only reason why it's at 3.3 right now. Your USS Litchfield needs to go.
Fine, I'll take it off.
Yeah.
How do I send to holiday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ready up.
Okay, ready.
Alright, we're good.
Why do you have a 3.3 boat?
I don't know. I don't ask questions.
Questions asked you.
Questions asked me. You guys ready to play Battleship?
Capture zone is marked with buoys. What does 650 mean? Oh, I think. Actually, I don't know. I have no idea. We're going for B, the closest one. Oh, so there's destroyers at the back. I should have. Anyways.
The destroyer was too high. Oh, we're all side by side. I love this. Ratatatatatatatata.
Okay.
Ratatatatata.
Let's go to B.
I think we're closer to C, no?
What? B is on our left, right there. 0.84. It's around this island.
Oh, okay. We're going to B.
Two switch between calibers.
And,
Oh shoot! Dangerously low coast.
The urge to torpedo you. Oh, yo!
Oh, shit, there's someone in there.
Enemy! Torpedo! I fired a torpedo. It's probably gonna miss. I'm heading to B.
Same.
Ratatatatata.
Wait, what is that?
I don't know, but I'm firing at them.
Sorry.
There's a torpedo!
I dodged it!
That was way too close for comfort.
Okay, we got B, so I'm gonna head over to help C.
Yeah, help me on C.
I'm on my way.
A whim away.
I win my way.
I will my way.
In the ocean, the mighty ocean. They have a lot of forces on A. I'm pathing towards C.
Oh no! I'm hit.
Oh, I'm getting shot. I got shot.
I'm dead. Okay, I'm dead.
Who's shooting at me?
Not
Oh.
yet, but I'm dead.
I'm sinking.
Wait, I'm confused. Out of 3 of the same boats? Is that what it means? Out of 3?
I think so? I don't know. How do you get spawn points?
You get spawn points by assist, kills.
Oh no!
I see.
Base capture.
My boat has been beached!
Let me help you with that.
Let's go this way.
Ah!
Wait, dude, you know what beached means, right? We should go around this island to A. Let's go to A. Or you're gonna C?
I'm gonna go back to B. C is ours now.
Oh, B is being taken.
Yeah, we gotta go back to B.
Do, 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 do.
Alright, you know what? Fire the torpedo!
Dude, you're so far.
My crew got knocked out. I'm really bad at this.
So we played ground battle, now naval battle. So maybe next air battle.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, we just need B now. A and C are both ours. We got this.
Just kill these motherfuckers.
Okay, so I don't get it. So you press Q to load,
No, you press Q to aim.
and then space to fire?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't have to really aim. Here's another one.
Oh, I'm getting shot at. I'm getting shot at. I'm getting shot at.
I'm coming. Fuck. They killed me.
Are we all out? Is everyone out of... Does it tell you if people still have things left? I think we're all out, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, someone hit the
I'm
second
involved.
one for you.
Oh,
You're 2 out of 20.
nice, nice.
Can you tell who did it?
Well, it's either you or Firelight, most likely,
I mean,
right? Has to be
What
one
kind
of you.
boat?
Hmm?
Firelight's boat is so ghetto.
Hey, wait a second. Leave my ghetto boat alone.
No, like, why is there a bubble?
Hey,
It's
it's
like-
it's called
It's like asking to be shot at. You know?
Personality.
I think it'd be safer if you were actually in the boat. It's
It
like,
is-
no, I'm gonna.
It is what it is.
It is what
It is what it is.
It's so sus.
In terms of statistics,
Wait,
oh, I have the least. I contribute the least. I feel like I don't contribute anything.
dude, look at Turbo Bobber.
Turbo.
He has a submarine that goes super fast on water.
Yo!
What the? It's going so fast.
If it works, it works.
Man, these boats. And then back to Firelight.
It- What country is Firelight's boat?
I think it's German.
Is
it
that the
not?
old German
that German?
flag?
Those colors are very German.
Wait, did you just crash into the water? I feel like we might lose this. Firelight, you got this. Don't throw away our lead.
Hey, are those points?
Hmm? What?
Arrows a little bit sus.
My,
on those
my
points.
damage to targets is 44. Hey, the enemy lowest is 29, okay? As long as you beat your
enemy?
the
Yeah,
person,
I guess
right?
so.
Right? I have to match.
Which I didn't, apparently. Wait, are they all still alive? Oh wait, no, he's dead. Oh.
Come
We
on,
have 4
Firelight, you
down
got
and they have
this.
2 down. Dang.
Oh! Wait, did
Definition of
Farlight just
definition
took
of
out somebody.
curving bullets.
Farlight just took out a boat.
Nice.
She's on to the next one. Her personality-filled boat is taking out another one. Oh! Oh, Farlight, you got this!
Oh, it ran into the. Wait, is that your
Wait.
man? Oh. Is your gun jammed?
It's damn like P and
Oh, that doesn't look good.
shit. Shoot.
Open fire!
There's a boat coming towards you right ahead.
Run into it. Full speed.
Oh, that torpedo!
Yo, that torpedo might hit!
Wait, it hit.
Did
Did
it?
it not?
I don't know.
Dang, Shark Fox is a beast.
Give me Firelight.
Stilla? Oh my gosh. I can't. I'm just gonna call her by her real name.
Ooh, those torpedoes. Firelight is on fire. So it's just double Firelight.
That's it.
Well, Fish is still going.
Oh, is he?
Fish is still going.
Wait, that boat.
It looks sus. It looks on a
Why is
different
that
tier.
boat so big? And why? Why is this crew standing on the deck?
Because someone's gotta mount the guns. You gotta mount the cannons.
I feel like I should have went on the destroyer, man.
Your destroyer was 3.3, okay?
Why do I have a 3.3?
I don't know, but if you brought your destroyer, we would have had a very hard time. I would have I would have received
Destroyers are the ones that sends out planes.
destroyers are the ones that have giant cannons.
And they send out planes. No, destroyers are the ones that hold airplanes on them, no?
Not that I know of.
Whoa, dang. He killed them from so far away.
Yeah, boy.
Sniping on a boat.
Victory is close. Wait, you're the only person left.
Yikes. No. No. Is he?
Yeah, he is. If you go previous and next, there's no one left.
Oh, they have 3. It's okay.
Cannon fodder.
What is her health?
You asked a forbidden question.
No.
And he's like, I have 2 more boats. That was only his first boat.
Wait, do you have more vehicles?
Yeah, I'm still on.
Oh!
Yo, this one actually looks the same.
No? Oh,
Or, I mean, a little bit.
this one has a cannon up front. That's
Oh,
not.
does it?
It does.
That's not a cannon. It's,
Well,
that's
an auto
this is
cannon.
another-
No, I'm saying it doesn't have a mount. You know, like it doesn't.
No!
Did you just strike down a plane?
A plane isn't very useful in water, as you can see. So it doesn't explode; it just drowns.
Okay, so they have 2.
No, I think we're pretty sure we won because we still have 1 point. You got to get that point as well.
They have 2
otherwise-
more. They have 2 more though.
Wait, is this not going down at all? If they have majority?
I don't know, but they have 2 vehicles. You got this. Fish, come on. Your name is Fish. Show them who's boss of the water.
Wait, why is it the people on his boat saying abandoned ship?
Oh, one. Oh no!
Oh, that's why.
That's not good.
Oh yeah, I think that. Oh, if we ran out of people, so we automatically lose. I saw
Oh.
the points go down.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Good try, good try.
It's because we died too early.
Kind of fun.
Did-
That was fun. I actually enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Now I kind of know what to do.
Yeah, not bring a plane.
I'm bringing my boat.
You cannot bring your 3.3. Okay.
Let's go.
You are not bringing
Let's
your
go,
3.3.
dude. Look at how many. Oh, there are cannons on this thing. There are also torpedoes.
Torpedo the Yamato. I feel like I'm probably not allowed to say that. Okay, I packed
So now let's try a air battle.
Okay. Switch to air battle, everybody. Alright, I am ready.
Wait, how come I can bring a boat to the air battle?
You can't. Can you?
Well.
No.
Well.
Don't try.
And also, how come you guys only have one plane?
Did you change the top to air battle?
No.
Maybe that's why. Pick a plane and press yes. I mean, ready.
Wait a second.
I am ready for air battle. We are all ready.
Okay.
Torpedo bomber.
A pedo bomber?
Sorry, I'm gonna cancel. Okay, now I'm ready.
One button, one.
The torpedo bomber doesn't look.
Fuck off.
Wait, that plane has a turret.
Okay.
Should I change it to this plane?
No,
Okay, I'm changing to
no,
this plane.
no.
Okay, let's go. Realistic battle?
Oh shit. No. We can try realistic if you want.
Oh no. That's not what I wanted. This is just what I read.
Realistic tanks are not so hard. But air realistic, you don't want it.
Wait, there are tanks. I'm confused.
No, those ones are automatic.
Oh, so the bigger tanks had to start from the back.
What are you talking about? There are no tanks.
I mean, the bigger plane.
I don't know.
I can
Oh, the
only choose the
bombers.
back.
The bombers. The bombers start from the back.
Oh, my job is to bomb the targets.
Okay, I'm heading east. Da, 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 da.
How do I bomb?
Did you not watch the tutorial on how to bomb?
No, I didn't do any of the plane ones.
Oh, I think it's spacebar when you fly over
Okay.
them. I'm not 100% sure. You might want to consult Fish.
Yeah. Sure.
Spacebar? Cool.
But if you have more than one bomb, and you don't have to press spacebar so many times, you can sorry. You can make on options bomb series.
That's a lot of planes.
I have bomb series on X, so kinda nice.
So my job is just to go to the.
Yeah, and we'll try and cover you, but the keyword is try. There's no promise that, you know, we can. Oh!
Wait, my gun automatically shoots by itself?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Yep, apparently. Oh, wait, what? No! I'm almost there. No, I'm getting hit.
Come on, you got this.
I'm almost there.
You got this. We believe in you.
The circle that's under me is my target, yeah?
I think so.
Oh, no, I'm so close, but I'm so... Dropping all. Can I just ram into it because I'm gonna die?
I don't think that's how it works, but you can try.
Okay, I got points. I got points. I got a lot of points. Jeez. Oh, but I'm out of... Now I
Oh
gotta
yeah,
be a
among
fighter.
the 4 of us, you are top frag.
Dang. I hit something, guys.
I'm being followed.
Okay, I'm gonna end this base. Okay, drop bombs.
Yeah, the right one is the only one that's... Oh, nice. We destroyed it.
Yeah. I
Nice,
ended
nice,
it.
nice. There's a lot of guys heading your way. Be careful, you're too close to the ground, dude.
Me?
Yes.
Well,
You're
I'm being
shot at.
followed.
Go towards me.
You're also being followed, by the way.
Am I?
Yeah. Also, I can't. I lost too much.
I got him. Wait, did you die too?
I died. My propeller
killed him, I
was
killed him.
too broken.
And boys, remember when you are playing a bomber, when you press V, you can shoot.
When you press what?
V.
V?
Yeah, V.
V.
Every bomber has shooters.
There's 2 guys following me, not 1.
Hannah, did you hear that? If you press V, you can shoot.
These shooters are kinda automatically, but if you press V, you can control them.
I almost died, and when I went head first into another plane. I took him out with me.
This is your captain speaking. We have demolished 1 airbase. There's only 3 more to go. Is it 3? I think it's 3. Yeah, we only have 3 more. We got this. Keep up the good work, everybody. Oh, I'm being shot at again. I think my propeller's broken. Did I? I think I took one out. I'm helping. I'm helping. I'm helping.
That's a lot of planes.
Where is this?
Wait, what? Dang.
I'm trying to figure out. There's a mark in front of me, but I can't tell. Oh, it's up there.
Are you going up to that guy?
I'm going up, but I don't know if my
I'm also-
plane can fly that high.
I'm also going that up. I'm also going towards him. Is he just going straight up?
I can't go that way. My plane doesn't fly that high. I'm just gonna go be productive somewhere else.
We're going for Maz.
Okay. Sounds good. Tapping towards Maz 109900982. He 51, whatever that means.
Actually, I'm gonna go towards the one that oh, reversal. Hmm. Da Bao Jing, whatever. The Chinese one.
How do you know they're Chinese?
Da Bao.
So?
Woo!
Oh, my wing's on fire. Not anymore, but it was. I'm heading towards Dao Bao as well. That's Da Dao. That's a D. Or Dad Al Baigong.
Nice.
Alright, what's next?
J-Sum?
JSOM? Okay. I fly so slow. What's your speed at right now?
334.
I'm at 280. Dude, why are
Wait.
these planes so fast? There's a really, really fast plane.
Yeah, I can't catch
The
him either.
Wula. Wula.
Going for Wula as well.
Okay. I'm jammed for 12 seconds.
Our base got destroyed again. Oh no, they're catching up. Guys, we gotta aim for their bases. I don't think.
Did I just crash into them? Maybe?
Critical hit. Oh, he's fallen.
Nice.
Nice.
We're good, we're good.
Who's
Alright.
next?
Uh,
Gammon?
Jaime
Or-
Gammon? Jaime?
Okay,
Jaime?
got it. On my way.
I'm so slow.
Wait, he's getting super far.
Is there anyone else closer?
Did you just attack a base?
I mean, we
I'm-
could,
I'm-
but I'm not a bomber.
Okay, the top one. Jason? Do you see Jason?
Okay. I'm gonna clear the base stuff.
Come on. Wait, why is that plane so fast?
All their planes are so fast. Oh.
I'm still on Jason.
I'm
Let's
reloading.
overload.
I am reloading.
I'm reloading.
Okay, I'm reloading.
Okay, this is not gonna work. I'm getting wrecked here. I'm flying towards you. Are you near a tactical camel?
I am dealing with ground right now.
Nice. Got him. But I am almost dead.
Oh,
I traded.
I almost
My oil
lost
is
my wheel
leaking.
there.
My oil is leaking.
So you're on a time crunch, I see.
How do I know how much oil I have?
You don't. I don't
This is
know.
oil, 85%. Leak. Critical speed, push nose down. Am I supposed to land or something?
I think you're going too high, maybe.
Well, probably use all my ammo before I die.
Oh, we're winning though. We're winning.
Oh yeah, I died. My engine exploded.
Hey, we won.
Nice. 5th place. I think it was that first bomber thing that gave me all the points.
I don't know how many points I had, but I cleared 9 targets on my last
Nice,
plane.
nice.
I placed 10th on the team.
Whew.
That was fun.
Me? We've played so many games? How is it still match only 5?
Sometimes it doesn't
mean,
update right away.
You know, the fact that this plane, the plane thing is not, reverse. It's
You
kind
can
of nice.
you can change it if you want it.
No, I don't want it reversed.
What? Okay, I think we have time for like one more. Which do you prefer the most? Ground, air, water?
I think naval was fun.
Naval? I'll do naval for last game. I'm ready to naval.
If you wanna live, I'm off.
Oh, you're off?
All right, thanks for playing with us.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. All right, I have naval selected.
Good battle.
I am ready. Everyone's ready. Hit it. Why is it 3.7? Did you put your freaking
Joining
destroyer?
a squad is not available for this event.
Make me leader.
Which one is you? Aranui. Make leader. There's no way.
Ready up. Ready up. Y'all winning?
Wait, it worked. Oh wait, no, it didn't.
Ready up. Dude, take off your destroyer, please.
Let's start.
No. Take
I wanna
off.
see what happens.
Oh. We're too low leveled. We can't do naval.
Actually?
Can we
What level are
do?
you? Oh, you're one level away. He said level 5.
Can
I guess
we?
we're doing ground. Let's
Can we
just
do ground?
Yeah.
How does this game work? Well, we drive around and we fight things. All right,
Wow.
ground battle. Ground battle. Ready up, Panda.
Ground battle. Ready.
Yeah, ground battle.
What? Something is wrong.
No, we're just too low level. Air battle it is.
Oh, so we can do air battle.
We can. I was able to do air battle yesterday. I mean, on Tuesday with Vlad. We got this.
Well, our level, yeah. I think we can do it. There we go. Huh. Level 5, eh?
I'm almost at level 5. Thank you for stopping by, Fish. Really appreciate it.
My fish. So cool. I'm selling Farley's Facebook.
Stop it.
Starting bids at $500.
501.
Like,
I'm gonna. I guess I'll bomb first. Actually, no, I'll bomb later.
Bomb later. Bomb last. Actually, I don't even think you need to bomb.
I'll bomb when there's less people. Dude, why are your planes so good?
Because I started playing. Well, no, I didn't start playing, but I focused playing.
Oh, we got that free plane as well, right?
No. Mine was a boat.
Oh, yours was the boat.
Mine was a boat.
I'm going left.
I'm going left as well.
I'm right behind you.
Joseph
Wait, why
Michael?
are you so slow?
I don't know. You keep saying my planes are good, but I'm slow.
I just passed you.
I can see that.
Are we getting loose?
Get
Michael?
Jose. Get Jose.
Jose of Michael?
Don't let him get away free. No free trading, you know? I'm jammed for 14 seconds. 8, 7, 6,
Baiting us.
5, 4. Oh my gosh, he's so fast.
He is fast. I lost him. Which one is him?
No, he's gone. Go for Igmentalos. Igmentalos?
Yep, got him. I hit him.
He's too fast. Everything is too fast. Why is every plane so fast?
He's at the same speed as me.
Everyone's fast. I'm just slow. You know what?
Oh, I'm getting hit.
Y'all focus on. Y'all have to focus on fighting them. I have to focus on destroying targets.
Wait, there's a guy called the Red Baron. That's illegal. We're
It
getting
is.
outplayed.
It is what it is. I'm closing in on Wolf Leader.
Dude, doesn't matter anymore, man. There's so.
No,
There's
it's
just so many
doable.
planes everywhere.
It's
No, you just don't.
doable.
I mean, what I'm saying is you don't know which is which. My plane's about to die.
Wait, how did I... Oh, my propeller broke. You broke my propeller.
Huh?
They broke my propeller.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna go for targets. Alright,
Okay,
let's
I'm coming look at you.
cover me if you can.
Okay, now you're going the same speed as me.
This is my better plane.
You ran out of planes.
We'll
The
avenge
targets-
you.
The targets attack, yeah?
The targets attack, but they don't really hit much. I'm not concerned about the ground targets. I'm concerned about getting picked off by the air targets.
There's one that's
Lumber
getting close to us.
Gladiator. Lumber Gladiator is the Oh, I hit a critical on them.
Me too, me too.
Did they turn? Where did they go?
This is 2v1. It
Yeah,
is
but
what it
I'm
is.
not very strong against people because of how slow my plane is. Okay, you know,
Wait,
I'm
what?
gonna...
Explain. Oh,
I'm
my
getting
God,
shot
that was
so
the wall.
hard! I'm down to the last one. I'm down to the
what?
last one. I'm down to my last plane. Okay, where can I pick things off? Okay, I'm gonna fly right. Just gonna fly right. Okay, I need to score points for the team before my planes are taken
Oh
out.
no, there's another plane on me. Oh, I'm so dead now.
Yes. I'm pretty sure we lose this one. So, I think you have to be level 5 to be able to invite into other modes.
That makes sense.
That is the conclusion we've come up with right now. How are you, Vlad?
Dang, these planes are so close to the ground. Why so dangerous?
I'm being shot down. I'm
So
out.
am I.
Are you out?
You mean other planes?
Yeah, are you still? Oh, you're still in.
I have two. I have two more. Oh
You have
well.
2 more?
I have this one and my bomber.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm out. I have my bomber left. Let's go. Where am I supposed to bomb?
Yes. Alright, we're watching you.
I'm assuming I'm aiming for those targets.
Yeah, but I would go
Left.
right. Go right. Go right. Because you're really high up.
What is that long strip? Is that the airstrip?
I have no idea.
Is that what we're supposed to get?
Of course. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yo, Vlad.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm
Naval
about to
battles
drop-
are a lot of fun.
Yes,
Naval
they are.
battles are actually a lot of fun.
Okay, I'm almost there. Space?
I think so. Okay, you dropped way too early.
Wait, I thought you said. I mean, is it though?
Oh, wait, hold on. Did you? I think that worked.
How do you know? Also, why are they winning so hard? Wait, the targets that I was aiming at are gone.
Okay, then you did it. You're also the
I
only
did
plane
it.
left.
What do you mean? There's like 30 planes after me or something like that?
Actually, no, that's not true. There's 4 planes left, but
I'm going to go to see if I can destroy this strip.
yeah, let's hope you can.
But there's no one near me, yeah?
No one's near you. Not a single person is near you.
It's kind of sus.
No, they're all too busy. Dude, this is like your moment, okay? Like, turn this game
is how the
around.
war ended.
This is where you turn the
This
game
is how
around.
the war ended. Wait.
Oh,
What?
too slow.
I see the strap. Oh, Val. Black, what level are you? Are you level 5?
No.
Darn it. You just auto purchase, right?
I always auto purchase.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm doing now. That means we can only do planes again, yeah?
I believe so.
Okay. Aviation. You have 199,000 silver lions.
Uh-huh. What's your point?
Right click, add Firelight as a friend, because she doesn't want to add me.
What?
Nothing?
What did you say?
Panda, ready up.
Ready. Dog Fito.
I want to hit 5.
Wait, Panda has a bomber?
Panda has
Yes.
a bomber.
I wish I had the bomber.
Bomber gives a lot of points. That's all I know.
Well, bomber
Yeah.
is a lot of points if you
But it's
hit.
also, yeah, you gotta be really good at, like, kind of stealth. Darn it, if only I reached the airfields to see if it matters. Wait, why is there artillery on the map now?
I think that's just a photo.
Oh.
I could be wrong.
Let's hope so. Told you wrong.
Yeah, I'm wrong. I'm
Oh
wrong.
yeah, okay. See, there's 2 airstrips. It keeps asking me to start with bomber. I'm not gonna do it.
I don't think you can hit the airstrip.
It's
I
not
don't-
glowing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't think it's possible.
Wait, why are these so close? Destroy.
All right, yo, we got someone like flying at us at a very high speed.
Which one?
Ekherzina.
We're going for Ekazina?
Toxic
There's
Noodle.
a lot of them. They're all coming. What are you talking about?
I'm going for Toxic Noodle.
Toxic Noodle?
Yeah.
Okay, on my way. Contact in 1 kilometer. Let's get these toxic noodles. Someone's shooting at me.
Someone's shooting at me too, but I'm shooting at Toxic Noodles, so...
Oh,
Stay.
I crashed into someone.
Hey, 1 for 1.
Did you guys figure out a way if there is a way to respawn faster once you've been hit?
Is there?
Not that I know of. Oh, someone killed Toxic Noodle. Oh, it was me! How? Who's
I'm
shooting
going
at
for
me?
electrometer.
I'm going for the turrets since I'm kind of safe out here.
Ow! God damn it. Okay. Ooh, I'm getting wrecked. Oh.
You guys see Casper?
Casper, the friendly ghost. I do, but I'm really, really far from Casper.
Okay. I'm gonna engage on Casper and then go for a bombing arm.
I'm heading towards 0.
Yeah, I think Casper's down. Okay, Casper's down.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm probably leaking fuel. Someone's shooting at me, like, big time.
Oh yeah, Arrow, you have a plane.
It's okay, I took out the entire area. Oh wait, I'm missing one. unfortunate. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good. Keep up the good
Can you
work,
guys
everybody.
kill Electrometer?
Alright, I'm on my way for Electro. 5 kilometers, I'm closing in. Firelight's getting close.
Thank you. I'm bombing this side. I see Firelight shooting at. Oh, but Firelight has someone on her tail.
I'm switching targets for Malvin because it's closer. Actually, no. I'm just going straight for Electro.
A lot of people are. I'm bombing this area.
Firelight crashed.
I also crashed.
Oh, I'm getting shot at. That's not cool. Oh, that's a lot of people. I'm gonna try to bomb this before I die. Out of bombs. I guess I'm just a plane now.
Press V to change your, like, so you can manually shoot.
Oh, wow. Okay, that would have been useful.
And you play the Oh! That's right! I crashed into Electro. But I'm still
Dude,
alive.
That Electro guy is actually nuts. Like,
I crashed
like
into
these-
Electro and took him out.
nice.
I just want to hit level 5 so we can go back to naval battles.
Someone's on my tail.
I don't see you.
Damn it.
Did you die?
Parrot Mad Dog killed me.
I'm going for Casper. Casper's down.
Casper's down.
I'm pathing
Oh.
towards... Wow, there's so much people in that area. I'm pathing towards Mad Dog.
Darn it. Last plane.
My pilot got knocked out already. I didn't even get to them. Oh! I killed them though. It was an eye for an eye. Okay, I'm gonna head right to clear the two areas.
I'm already on the right side.
You're on the right? Okay. I think the
Yeah,
left
yeah.
one's
And
gonna
there's
tend
two guys
to-
with me actually. So
Okay.
actually, I think that's it. They finished without. They finished without me.
Okay, then I'm gonna path to...
A fair bear?
I'm on another one.
Another one.
Oh no, Casper got me.
That guy's a bomb.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh. I crashed into Mavin. Big amount
And
of
I'm done.
points.
I'm done. Dang. Both teams are very close.
Someone's on me. I'm dead.
It's
I can take someone
Electrometer
out!
again.
Mango latte! Oh!
Oh, Arrow,
What's up?
you're in trouble.
I know.
Electrometer is following you.
Oh! That was really close. Are we? We're out, right? All four of us are out?
I'm out.
Okay, return to the
I'm
hangar.
out.
You don't want to finish watching?
It'll save us time to help us
Also,
level
there's no
up.
point. Yeah.
Because so confirmed with a veteran that if we win, we get the rewards. If we lose, we get the rewards. Like, it will automatically update when the
Leaving
match
doesn't
is
matter.
over.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Ooh, what is this?
What? What?
Simulator battles.
But those like real life battles or something.
Maybe. Firelight, ready up, please. Oh, they haven't downloaded the texture for the. It's okay. I guess we'll stick with air battles. Do you prefer realistic or unrealistic? Arcade or realistic?
I have no preference.
Or we can do assault air raids.
Whichever.
Oh, I got a new plane. Why are all my planes so slow? 400, 500. $400. Let's try the PvE. Everyone ready up.
I think I'm ready.
Yep. Oh, Firelight is a little weak to do that though.
What? Are we all?
Apparently, no. Vlad has a 2.0. You have a 1.7. Firelight only has 1.0. All right, let's just do.
Oh, do you know how to add planes? I don't think she knows how to add planes. She only has two. There's no way.
Crew.
Add plates?
So if you train a new crew at the bottom, if you have another plane, then you will be able to have more planes at your disposal.
I think your first 5 don't require any hard currency.
Yeah.
There's a battle pass.
I mean, of course, there's
Nice. Okay, she got 3 planes now.
HE51A, HE51B, HE51C.
I mean, all of my planes are I.
All mine are J.
Except for Leica B. America, let's go.
We're waiting for Firelight to ready up. It still says your rating's really low. Wait, hold on.
That's scary.
Wait, Vlad, could you
They're
take out
bots. It should be fine.
could you take out your 2.0?
Can I take out my 2.0?
Yes, please.
How do I do that? Go
Just
to crew.
so when you're under your layout, right? Select
Yep.
whatever is 2.0 and then switch it to something else, or just
Retired to holiday.
yeah.
Send to
I think it
holiday.
should be fine though. I don't think AI will be hard.
We failed AI yesterday. I mean Tuesday.
What?
We got really, really close at the end. Alright, ready up.
I switched. Is this fine?
Yes.
That's 1.7. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I switched it to reserve plane, which doesn't have a rating, so I guess
Oh.
it doesn't affect rating anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't get to use my best plane.
I mean, we could play like norms.
It's fine. I want to have Assault Air Arcade.
So, the weather.
Cloudy, gloomy.
Oh, that was fast.
Against bots, it shouldn't be so slow, yeah?
Well, it needs people to play.
Wait. Wait a minute. This looks kind of sus.
It is not easy, I'll tell you that. We're gonna
It
be
is not
carried.
easy.
We're
Have
gonna
you
get
played
carried.
this mode since we played together, Arrow?
No, I haven't. This is
Yeah,
my
it's pretty
second.
challenging.
Vlad should just bring his. It says the level setup is 1 to 2.3, and then 2.7 to 3.7, and a 4 to 5. Vlad should just brought his best plane.
You know what? Maybe that probably
So
was.
why is one of my planes red?
It means the crew is not ready.
Yeah, I have that
Oh.
issue too. Is it the fifth one?
After
That was my third one.
after a battle, if it's not a reserve plane, the crew may enter into cooldown.
Protect the VIP.
Where's the VIP?
Do you see that base right under us?
So we're just basically not letting anything get near us.
Yep. Well, incoming south side.
I see it.
17
Oh, it's a
kilometers
whole
away.
squadron. Yeah, that's very far.
They're not very good at aiming, but they do hurt if they shoot you.
They also are really fast. For some reason, every plane is just faster than my plane.
So the 223 is basically the health of
Gain
the
altitude.
VIP.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna gain some altitude as well.
Okay, guys, we have Chappie on our team.
Tank looks away.
Dude, that guy's shooting at our own teammates.
Vlad, what's your altitude?
4 to 11.
Wow. I'm at 3.6 and I can't go higher.
Yeah, this is one of my slightly improved planes.
But what does it say if you can't go high? What does it say?
Warning. Warning.
Oh.
Warning.
Seriously?
Well, not warning. Well, they don't say it, but you get the mark that keeps popping.
I mean, I'm at 4K and I'm fine.
Well, good for you! Let's see.
What? You're way higher than me.
No. I just hit 4K.
Great. Dang, you guys are nuts. Wait, are they going straight for the thing?
Yep.
Oh yeah, they always do. Oh, I'm down.
Oh, I got shot down. Not very good at this.
Should I join the battle or should I go for the secondary?
I'll go for the secondary.
Okay, on my way. 15 clicks away. The JUs. But yeah, the JUs have lower maximum altitude, so you can attack them from up high.
9 kilometers away.
There's
Um,
a third group.
Are the third group? Wait, which group's the ground group? They're not here yet, right?
No. I'm about to engage JUs and I think I'm alone. Oh no, there's someone behind me. Is that you,
The
Aaron?
ground group is right there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna try to charge them head on. That's silly. Trying to
What is the ground group? Like infantry?
It's
artillery and light
artillery.
vehicles. Slow down.
Oh, my plane has a leak.
Took a hit.
Is that you hitting the same plane, or is that you hitting 3 different planes?
hitting through different planes, but I'm also getting whacked really hard. So 4, 3, 2, fire! There we go.
Okay, the JUs are down, right? They're all down.
There's 2 more.
Wait, are they on top of me?
One more JU. Okay, JUs are down. JUs are down.
Cool, cool, cool.
I'm taking care of our artillery now.
Wait, where are the
We're trying.
artilleries?
I'm
They're
going
getting
to
closer
join
to
you,
base.
Panda. I'm 6k away.
Okay, I'm going to that as well, because I'm much better at hitting those than the other targets.
Oh crap! Accidentally
Wait.
hit.
Come on, man. I thought you were gonna take care of them by yourself.
Wait, did he crash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 6k away.
But they're all artillery, so they shouldn't be able to hit us back, right?
Yeah, but don't crash.
I'll try not to.
Oh man,
don't.
there's some planes that are very close. Wow, we took so much damage already?
Yep.
Oh, there's 2 groups of planes. That's not cool.
Oh. You got it?
So many enemies.
Okay, how many artillery pieces are left?
2.
One.
Oh jeez.
Someone
You're
crashed.
right. This is actually rough.
I crashed into it to get rid of it.
Definitely was that me?
You're like, got him. Is this
Moving
infinite
to-
lives?
It's infinite
Jeez.
lives until you run out of, like, health.
So the planes that pass already, they keep going. They don't come back. Apparently? It looks like?
I'm heading for the JUs. The planes that pass already probably already damaged.
What is hitting me? Are they shooting backwards?
They can, some of them.
Some of them have cannons on the back, yes. And once you dive, gaining altitude again is such a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm. 8 kilometers closing in on JU. Five kilometers.
Trying to very slowly and patiently gain altitude.
4 kilometers. Three.
Why is there one plane that's super low?
I don't know, but I'm getting rid of that one first. Shoot, that wasn't enough damage. I got shot out of the sky by the super low one.
Yeah,
I
I'm heading for
damaged
the
it,
super
but
low
it
one.
wasn't enough to
Finish
kill
them
it.
all.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm quite far though.
I'm on
The
my way
super
to
low one must
intercept.
be like
I'm gonna intercept.
I hit him. Darn it.
It's okay, it's okay.
Chasing.
New enemies arrive.
Got him, I got him.
Nice. Alright, I'm pathing up. There's a bunch near Firelight. I'm on 87B.
Oh, 87B.
Are they? Oh, I was the one on. Oh, ow, 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 ow.
Critical speed. Fish nose down. Oh.
That's what I meant when I said it's hard to gain altitude again in some of the older planes.
They're diving. We need to
They're
stop them.
actually diving. Dang, they're diving.
I don't think I can catch up to the JUs before they die.
Oh, we're about to lose a lot of health.
Oof.
Yeah, they already dropped off their payloads. GG.
Next troop coming. Oh, they're way closer than I thought. You got... Are they circling?
It seems that way.
My points are dropping hard.
I'm
Well,
gun
not dropping.
jammed. Oh, wait, I can still kill this! No, never mind. I lost my wings.
Arrow lost his wings.
I lost my wings. I'm a dodo. Let's see. Right. I'm flying towards the DOs.
The closest ones, right?
6 kilometers from me.
I'm so low.
Wait, there's JUs are closer. I'm going for JUs.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, they're diving again.
Good job.
You can hear the sound of them diving, jeez.
Yep. Three, two,
Maybe
one.
lost. There's only 70 health.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Fire! I'm on fire. And I'm shot down. We are down to 36 left.
The first place guy has 10 deaths. Is he just like ramming into the enemy?
If it works, right?
Suicide bomber.
Oh, I'm second place?
Yeah, that's what I said. I could die again. He's in a parachute. Oh my god. Wait, what the heck? Am I frozen?
Why am I so far from the base? I feel like I just got baited by one of the planes. There are a lot of DOs approaching, I think. Oh, we
Oh, we
failed.
failed.
We were closer on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's okay. Good experience.
Oh.
Place. Mm.
Ready up, everybody.
Sicily.
I don't think
Let's
we
see.
played much on Sicily.
No.
Go Patrol.
I have a bomber this time.
Panda, you're so much lower than me.
So much slower.
Lower altitude.
Oh. But all the other planes are as well.
I'm heading far left.
Far left, okay.
Someone's on Panda's tail.
Okay. Reloading. Oh Jesus! Under attack, I'm under attack, I'm under attack, I'm under attack.
I'm on pyromatic. Oh! Panda crashed into it.
Oh.
Well, a kill's a kill, right?
Kills the kill.
Okay. We took out all the gunners of this area, I think. Now I'm getting shot at.
Hey, Vlad first place.
Am I?
Carrying the team.
I'm going
Okay.
for... Someone's on my tail. Zilla machine.
Zillion?
Zilla machine. Oh! Oh, I think they died. I'm going for the bomber.
Okay, one less AA gun.
Okay, where are the vehicles? Yo, I gotta say, I haven't even dropped the bomb and I'm already enjoying flying a bomber. Bombs away.
Douche.
My first death. But that was also my best play, so. What's that?
Okay, but I avenged you for the
Oof.
person that's been following you for the last 2
I got
minutes.
shot down.
Wait, you were following the guy?
Yes!
Thanks, Firelight. I
Yes.
appreciate you.
This is gonna be a really close game. I can feel it.
Are you playing a bomber?
I already dropped one area of bombs and then my bomber got taken out after. My bomber is gone, unfortunately.
I'm coming in with bombers to the armored car that you're near.
Okay. I am in trouble. Maybe I can sneak past these people. Nope, 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 I'm not sneaking past anybody apparently. I'm on fire.
Good job, Panda.
Alright, I have 2 planes left. We got this, we got this, we got this.
Oh my goodness, Panda, you almost crashed it.
Oh shoot, I'm getting shot at. My gunner is unconscious.
But that means you can still fly, no?
Yeah.
Panda, you got it, right? You got it? Nice. I saw you get that
There's
one.
one last one? Is there one last one?
Mm,
There's one last one behind me. Whatever it is.
behind
Something
you?
is flashing. Something is flashing, yeah. Oh, there's one.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm on it, I'm on it, I'm on it, I'm on it. Cool Kid You Dead is on it too. Oh, we got it.
Nice.
Alright,
One.
crashing time!
What? That works.
We won.
I know, but to get achievement for crashing as many times as you can.
I don't know, man. I feel like I didn't do much, even though I felt like I did a lot.
Kamikaze.
I was 14th on the team. That's not a lot.
Hmm?
14th on the team
I'm
is not a lot.
6th.
12.
I thought that was higher.
Penta. Penta. Are you high enough level to do naval?
No, but
Darn it.
I can try. Alright, let's try.
Everybody changed to naval battles.
Coastal Naval.
Coastal naval. Don't worry, guys. You got this.
Coastal?
Coastal
Yes.
Naval.
Which one's coastal again?
The
Coastal
right
is
one,
the
very
sideways
right
one.
Oh, you're with US now?
My coastal was always US.
Oh.
Can you ready up?
Ready.
Can you not bring the destroyer with you?
I don't know. Wait, try first.
It's not. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, is
that
it
sucks.
me?
No, it's not you.
Wait, no, it is Vlad.
What?
I have a 3.7. Wait, how do I retire my Kruger?
You select the vehicle.
Send to holiday.
Yeah.
Should I retire all bigger ships?
Okay, we're all 1.0. It's fine.
Send to holiday.
I'm pretty sure we can't.
I have retired all my bigger ships.
Ready up,
Ready.
everybody.
But I only have one boat now. Wait, can I add a plane?
Yes.
Why does yours still say 3.7 at the top?
His Leopard is... No, actually that's Firelight. Firelight's Leopard is 3.7.
Do I change it?
No, 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 no. Use whatever. You know what?
I'm ready.
Alright, there. I'm 3.3.
Let's go!
Hold on, let me just grab whatever I can grab. Was this 1.0, 1.0, 1.0? They're all 1.0s?
How many vehicles are you bringing? Jeez.
I don't know.
Are you bringing all of your planes?
Yeah, well, I just wanna... Ready up, everyone ready up.
Wait, oh no. I left you guys, didn't
I'm
I?
ready.
Wait, what? Panda,
I'm
ready
coming,
up.
I'm coming, I'm coming.
What happened?
Panda?
I accidentally, it asked me if I want to do tutorial, and I accidentally clicked yes. Ready.
Yeah, we can't. I need to be higher level, unfortunately.
You're so close.
No, I'm barely halfway. All right.
I still don't. What?
I mean, it's like 11 o'clock. It's a good time
Yeah.
to stop.
Hmm.
But I want to try something actually.
I will.
I want to play at least one umbrella, please. I just got here.
Hiram.
Everyone ready up. I want to try something.
I'm ready.
Panda, ready up.
Naval, yeah?
Okay, this one doesn't. Okay. Panda, you can go ARAM. I want to try something with Vlad real quick.
Oh, they're gonna download their stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, Firelight. Oh, it
You can-
works! Interesting.
Just the two of us works?
No, this is a different type of battle that they can't do because they don't have the...
Cockpit
They
thing.
didn't download additional files.
It was like 30 gigabytes.
Oh,
I don't blame you.
I see.
No, it's just that I didn't. I could have done it, but it was during the game, and then they wouldn't let me. So I was like, I'm not gonna wait. They're not gonna wait for me for 40 minutes, so I'm not gonna download it.
Are we in queue?
I think so. It says wait time 30 seconds.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. You know what? Do you want to just do one more regular air battle?
I just want to do a battle.
Okay.
Thanks. Thanks. Oh, you guys can't.
Well, we can't.
That's
Firelight,
kind of
open.
weird.
I'm looking at your screen and I have no idea what you're selecting there.
I re-invited Firelight. We are going airborne.
Okay, go to the washroom.
Can I switch my planes then?
Of course, of course. Use the best planes. Use the best planes. Wait, Firelight, you coming?
I think I accidentally started a game without you guys.
All good, all good. Vlad, you ready?
I am ready.
Hee.
Battle rating 2.0. You get to try your new vehicle, and I get to get carried by you. Fun stuff.
Carried by me? What?
My vehicle's at 1.7. Yours at 2. You carry
Oh,
me.
yeah, I do have a 2.0.
Exactly. You know, I'm gonna start with the bomber. No one's gonna expect that.
I'm not even gonna start with my 2.0, sure. I'm gonna start with a MiG 315 interceptor.
Interceptor. I want a really, really fast plane.
Apparently, I have two types of cannons. Oh,
Oh gosh, oh god! Meow,
so
meow, 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 meow.
Who's shooting at me? Could they please stop? Ah, okay. Yo, I like this new plane. There is a player on the enemy team named Plane Enjoyer. Plane Enjoyer.
I'm going to league chat. Okay, bye.
I took out a lot, but not enough, I think. The game is very tied right now. Oh, you took out one right in front of me.
Cool. I wasn't paying attention to your location on the map.
I'm papping towards Wellington. I think that's a bomber. That looks like a bomber.
It's also pretty slow.
Dude, your guns sound very fast.
How many hits is this guy gonna take?
It's very tanky.
Arrow, you just very gently hit me with your wing on my wing.
Touch tips?
Yes. But it was enough for me to swerve into a line of artillery. I mean,
I'm sorry. It had to be that way.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the Ishak.
I'm going for a real beast. Because they took out... Oh, they're a bomber. Real beast is a bomber.
Got him.
Nice, okay. Oh, I'm getting shot down. What is going on?
Ooh. Bullfighter and I took each other out. Wait, we're losing.
We are.
I just realized. You know what? I'm gonna
didn't have the high ground.
go ahead and.
We didn't
go for
have
some
Firelight.
targets.
They had too many successful bombing attempts. I'm on Mental Man. Mental Man's down. I'm on Plane Enjoyer. Actually, I'm on Real Beast. Oh, unfortunate.
Got so many achievements this game.
I think we did well, just they did better.
Wanna see
Dude,
what
I
my
also
score-
got like, so many achievements. Wow.
I was first!
Maybe that's why.
It's my first time scoring this
I think
place.
I need like maybe 4 more games to get to level 5. I'll do one more with you. Wait, Farlight, did your game end?
I could make it end.
You can make it end. We'll do
Give me-
one
give me-
more. We'll wait for you. How was your day, Vlad?
Pretty productive. I feel like I did a lot of stuff today.
That's good.
Work has been interesting. Going over some user research. And after work, I went to a photo gallery with like a interesting project. And then went to get drinks because one of the artists wanted to go get drinks. And then he showed us his studio.
He has a studio? Damn.
Yeah. Then I came home. I didn't mean to be out this late, but then I wanted to see his studio.
It's fine. I mean, it's a good opportunity, right?
Wait, we're still waiting for Firelight, right?
Yep, she just finished. Let's go. Ready up. Ready up.
When this says you have more qualified crew for this vehicle,
I don't really know what that means.
okay, I'm ready. I don't have any reserve planes anymore. I am 1.3, 1.3, 1.7, 2.0, 1.7.
Wait, who has a 2.0? You have a 2.0. I see.
I have it. Should I drop it?
No, that's fine. You're gonna carry us, right? First place, yeah.
I mean, I got first place last
Right,
game.
exactly.
Oh, it's air arcade battle? Oh no.
What? You prefer realistic?
I'm bad. I'm bad at this.
You prefer realistic?
Oh, it's arcade. It's arcade. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. I thought it was PV.
Oh, fair, 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 fair. I'm gonna bomb left side. On the map, it's right side, but when we fly, it'll be on the left side.
Okay, I forgot how to bomb.
Spacebar.
Oh,
But
you just.
but you do know like you only have like one shot. I'm going to the far left.
What do you mean I have one shot?
I don't know how many bombs you're carrying, but my bomber
Two.
only has one bomb.
Oh, I have to. Going for leftmost?
Oh really? I'm going for leftmost as well.
Well, one of us is bound to hit it.
Hopefully, none of us get shot down.
Are you gonna go high or low?
I'm going high.
Okay, I'm gonna go low then.
What's your speed moving? What's your moving speed right now?
418.
I might be able to sneak past some people.
I'm actually gonna go even lower. Like this low. It said you just press space once you're
When the
once
circle lines
circle
up, yeah.
lines up.
I think no one's on me.
I think
Which
no one's
means
on.
I'm about to drop bombs. In 3, 2, Dropping bomb.
What's the to change the view?
C, I think, or V, 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 V for view change.
Base damaged.
Oh,
I hit
okay. I know how many bombs I have, and the reason why I couldn't spam it is because there's a very long loading time. I'm flying towards the second one. If you hold C, you can look around without changing where you're flying. V is the one that changes your view. I'm going for the next target. Oh, okay. I'm being shot at now.
I can't go for the next target because my reload time is 5 minutes.
Your reload time is 5 minutes?
Yes.
I think someone's on my tail.
Oh jeez, I hit another plane.
Yeah,
You know
there's
what,
people-
with the
there's-
reload time of 5 minutes, I'm actually not too upset about it.
There are people on me. Oof, I just saw Firelight crash. Unfortunate. I think I did a lot of damage there.
Good job.
But according to, you know, the charts, doesn't seem like much.
Is it worth it to drop bombs on vehicles or no?
If you're dropping on a lot of vehicles, then yes. And if they're armored, then definitely yes. Oof. Bighorn crashed. I took him out. An eye for an eye. We're losing though, unfortunate. How many bombers do you have? You only have one, right?
Mm-hmm. Who's close?
Oof! Got shot out of the sky.
What else would you be getting shot out of?
True. Very, very true. I'm going for Fights Victoria. You doing okay?
Yep. Victoria's done.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna try and get close. It's like, look, Mom, hands.
Oh, you're above me. I see.
Oh. I am going for Osen Sok. Oh shoot, I almost crashed.
Pilot down, GG.
I think I'm out.
You have the planes?
No, I won last one apparently. I'm on my last plane. Oh no. Oh. Oh! That's on us. We destroyed bases. Did we lose?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like that was really close.
Yeah. We hit some things.
I really just want to hit level 5. I'm so
level 5.
close. Hmm?
I'm level 5.
You're level 5?
Got 4th place.
Yo, wait, okay. Try holding a naval coastal. I'll make you leader.
Sure.
Firelight, switch to coastal.
So I just select naval battles.
Yes. So naval battle.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Ready?
Training
Ready,
squad not
ready.
available for this event.
So it doesn't
Ready.
work?
I think everyone needs to hit level 5.
No, because we were able to do naval when the other person was here.
Why though?
I don't know.
Is everyone on naval?
Everyone is on naval. Is Firelight on naval?
Water.
Water.
Under
Water.
under not ready. Does it say naval for you?
says naval 3.3.
Yeah, it doesn't work for you, Vlad?
Nope. Joining squad is not available for this event.
Hmm. Okay, make me leader.
I got a chain.
Ready up?
Oh wait. Oops.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It's okay. We'll figure it out someday. It's unfortunate. Wait, you are level 5?
Yep.
Wow. I can't believe you leveled up faster than I did. Thank you both for playing. Thank you, Panda. Well, he's not here, but thank him for playing as well. Alright. So, once again, this stream was sponsored by War Thunder. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Kind of wish that could get the other battles working. I don't know how, but I'll look into it. Thank you all for your support. I really hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. The weekend is coming up. Be sure to stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will be back on Monday. Until then, have a good one. Bye.